Scentland, the land of scent. Hello and welcome, Chris, back with another fragrance review coming today to you from the office. It's a nice sunshiny day and I'm enjoying my Italian ristretto, which is rather strong, I'd say, and very aromatic, just like the fragrance I'm going to present to you today, coming from one of my favorite designer houses, the house of Versace, obviously founded by the late great Gianni Versace, who has brought out his first male fragrance in 1986, and it was called Versace L'Homme. There you go. Here's this beautiful juice. You can already see by the bottle itself that it's a child of the 80s, and so is the scent, yet it's totally timeless. And Versace themselves realize that because they keep this juice on the shelves. It's living, it's available. The package has been slightly changed, but modernized, I'd say, but I don't really think that they touched the scent at all. I'm able to say this because I'm using this fragrance since 1991. When I first got this in Italy, in a city called Rimini, during the summer of 91. So obviously I love this juice because it brings back lots of great memories of the 90s. But the quality of the juice is obviously also a reason for the fact that it is definitely among my top 5 scents that I would really, if I would need to rank, then it would be definitely in this type of ranking. Obviously I'm emotionally attached to this scent. If I'd have to sort of describe the feeling of the fragrance to you in one single sentence, I would say this smells like a sunny day in Monte Carlo in the 1980s. This is really the, to me, most appropriate description of this fragrance, even though it smells very Italian. It smells extremely Italian. Obviously we're talking about the 80s, right? So is it dated? For those who want to see it dated, yes, but who cares? Actually love dated fragrances, but it obviously has this classy. I would replace the word dated with the word classy line, and this classy blend that is very aromatic. It's very sharp and it's very warm at the same time. How does it achieve that sharpness? At the beginning there is some lemon, but not this very juicy type of lemon. It's just there. It's just part of the blend. And then you get all these typical Italian notes. You get pimento, you get basil, you get a little bit of some sweetness in there as well, which is maybe vanilla or tonka. I think they're listed both on Fragrantica. To me, it's more the vanilla type of, or even cinnamon type of sweetness there, but it's very well blended into the whole composition, so it does not shine through necessarily. What shines through is a cedar note there, the patchouli, definitely. There's this dirtiness about it, this aromatic dirtiness about it. Sandalwood, definitely a nice basis there, or a nice base. It's mossy as well and leathery, so you can already sense that it's a very complex blend, right? It's a composition that stands on its own feet. It's something new, and from the top till the dry down, it has a continuous sort of lifespan on your skin, and that lifespan is very enjoyable because it does linger around you, and some bits and pieces of this lifespan, of this ever-changing lifespan, come greeting you throughout the day, make you smile, make you happy. This is a very bright scent. Despite it being aromatic, and maybe heavy on the mossy, leathery, woody part, it's still very um, uplifting, almost easygoing, very um, like effortless. It's really very luxurious as well. It's extremely luxurious. This is why I get the vibe of this sunny day in Monte Carlo in the 1980s, because you know it has this vibe that you it's just so great. You don't have to, you don't have the daily worries. Um, you don't need to look at the bills. You don't need to worry about tomorrow, because you're the guy that wears Versace L'Homme, right? In whatever setting, mostly luxurious setting, but actually it's somehow a fragrance of, it's a booster, it's a mind booster, it's a smell of success as well to me. So actually I like to wear it in the office as well. It boosts me really. But it can be also very casual. It's very elegant, very casual, very business, very outdoorsy, it's very versatile. This is what I want to say. Obviously, you can use it with jeans, but you can use it with shirt and tie and all that. 1986 was the year when it came out, and it totally reflects that. Um, but if you're willing to engage in some time travel, it will highly reward you that effort. I can tell you that for sure. This was Gianni Versace's first male fragrance. It has been followed by another great releases of this house. Um, there's something interesting in the fragrance in regards to the dry down. Um, the first time when I bought this in the early 90s, I didn't know anything about the ingredient called a vetiver. Okay, I just smelled something rooty, light, and slightly sweet. And I just realized that because I keep purchasing this fragrance, it comes back into my rotation every second or third year in the summertime. Um, and I just realized that I was trying to analyze the fragrance, that although Fragrantica does not list it, there is vetiver at the very dry down, at the last stage of the dry down of this fragrance is a very natural smelling, not rooty, not earthy, just pure vetiver that is being a little bit sweetened by cinnamon or vanilla, one of the two. I can't list it. I don't know which of the two gives the vetiver the sweetness, but it's definitely there. That's the last point of the dry down of this fragrance. Um, the longevity is great. Easily goes with you throughout the day, no problem. And clothing as well. I use it again, beneath the shirt and maybe here and there a few sprays. I spray this generally and generously. Sorry, about I would say 5 to 6 sprays. Maybe in the room people are keeling over when I do that, but I'm trying to avoid to do this in a closed environment, or there's nobody else except me in that closed environment, because this can actually knock you over at the initial spray, right? So with this, as just like with many of the 80s fragrances and 70s and the more complex compositions, you need to be allowing the fragrance time for it to be, opening up and becoming a fully enjoyable smell, scent, blend. It's not. This is not about a very appealing top note, which then dries down to some muskiness or some woodiness. This is a complex masterpiece of a fragrance, and I definitely call it a masterpiece because this is just as good as it gets, really. If you like that genre of woody, aromatic, sharp, fresh, comforting, sharp yet warm 80s fragrances, definitely Gianni Versace's L'Homme is one of the top fragrances that really has this mood in a very quality manner. I've seen people describing the blend, or parts of the blend, or parts of the development of this fragrance is smelling like a man's urinal. Um, it might has a touch, maybe the dirty patchouli with with the pimento and basil and all that creates this. There's no honey in there. Um, at least I cannot detect the honey, which usually gives you this urinal kind of vibe, which like in Boss Number One, where you have that clearly. Um, there's something in there that can remind you of that, but it's not as punchy as in Boss Number One, which I actually like as well. Um, Here it's just there. It's there for a while, and it's just, again, it's part of that development, that takes place during the lifespan of this fantastic juice. So age-wise, I would say, yeah. I mean, you need to look at the fact that this would be most popular with people above 30. Actually, when I started to use this fragrance in 1991, I was only 19. So, I didn't really care. And the fragrance taste in those days was different than it is now. So, 19-year-old guys actually easily use the Halston or Boss Number One, or, what a Bijan, or whatever you want, in those days, a Gucci Nobile or Nobile. Because that's what was available. And obviously, if you spray it this time again, you get reminded of those days. It reminds me, especially this fragrance, to close my review of the summer of 1997, when actually Johnny Versace himself was killed in Miami. Then there was this freak accident of the Princess of Wales in Paris. That it was a very intense summer somehow. Things were happening, and it was a very memorable summer in many ways. And this fragrance reminds me of that as well. So it's very complex, this fragrance, to me. Not only the blend, but also the memories attached to it. And this is why it is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Versace L'Homme, from the year of 1986. Thanks very much. That was Chris, and I'll be back with more. Take care and see you soon.